Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Novawar coming to you from the fine locale of the middle of Jack Frost's butthole. I'm not even joking. When you look outside right now, there's a good 40 or 50 centimeters of the white stuff outside that I'm not looking forward to shoveling after this video. But hey, doing this video gives me time to procrastinate, and that's okay. We're going to be looking at Diablo 3. Reaper of Souls. And today, because basically every roadway is full of so much snow, Mr. Black cannot be joining us for this quick look. But that's okay, because I have a good buddy of mine. His name is Mr. Kim. He has shown up in random videos across the LAGTV era. The most well-known for maybe getting his butt handed to him a little too hard in Hearthstone back when he had no cards. But that's okay, because he's going to be our guide today through the land of Diablo. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. Yes, we are, we're gonna check out, the new, I don't know, what do you call it? Just call it a character, I guess. The Crusader. Is that what you call them, like, characters? I'm not sure what you're supposed to call them at this point, but, we're gonna check that out. That's new to Reaper of Souls. I already have one set up that I played a little bit of earlier today, just leveling it up so that we didn't just have, you know, a stick, running around. As well, we're going to talk about, some of the changes that have happened in Diablo since I stopped playing way back at the beginning of this game's launch. So first we're going to get into the game. I'll resume where I left off, which I believe is literally right after you saved Deckard Cain from the depths of skeleton hell.
An ally joins the crusade.
Nice. So we still have to fight the first boss.
Yeah, we have yet to fight the bosses yet, you know. I did. Oh, very nice wings you have there, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Very,
you might actually
very
have
nice.
Look in the bottom left. There might be two icons. The one on the right should give you your wings.
I don't
bottom
think
left, sorry.
So, no.
I wish I knew directions.
No, I don't think so. And if it is, I'm blind, and that's okay. I don't need to be an angel today. I'll just be the noob. So, you can lead the way to where we're headed right now, and while we walk, we can do some talking. So
okay.
we just took out or saved Deckard, so now we are heading back to the cathedral?
We have to...
Or do we have to go out of this door north of here or whatever?
Yeah, we have to go get his crown.
Yeah. When I originally played this back on launch, I was in the beta as well. I think we played together in the beta. I'm not sure, I can't remember now, but I played the beta for like 12, 15 hours. And then bought the game, you know, pre-ordered the game and played it subsequently. And, you know, I wasn't an enormous fan. Oh, this is normal mode. Hold on. This is gonna be like...
Easy.
easy. Raise difficulty. Yeah, well, that's about as far as we can raise it. Apparently, it's hard. Still gonna be easy. That's okay. Yeah, I played it, you know, a fair amount, when it first came out, but wasn't really blown away by it, to be honest. I wasn't super impressed. I wasn't a big fan of the auction house. I wasn't a big fan of, almost everything, if I'm gonna be honest, but apparently, a lot has changed since then, as it probably should have, especially with a recent patch that just came up. That's, you know, the big patch that everybody was talking about, where suddenly people were starting to call this game, you know, nice names, where there were so many people complaining about it before, and so I was super interested in what it was like. What exactly, other than just the auction house, and I'm gonna die here if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm totally gonna use this healing well immediately.
Mana.
Plez, I'm focusing so hard while talking. Plez. Please, game. I can do it. I believe.
Yeah.
I believe. Ooh, alright. So, yes. Big patch happened, and they did quite a bit. So what is it? You've played this game obviously a heck of a lot more than I have. You've been playing a lot more of it lately, so obviously the changes were quite nice, and you obviously are. What the son of put good. So what changed in your books that made it so much better than the stock Diablo experience? I'm gonna die now. But yeah, what changed for you that made it so much better?
I like the fact that the auction house was taken out. It kind of.
So yeah, they just pretty much booted that out completely. They didn't bother trying to fix it because they I shouldn't say that. They tried to fix it before. It didn't go over as well as they were hoping, and then they just decided to say, you know, to hell with it. Let's just get rid of it entirely, which I think was the right move. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, I thought, in my opinion, it made the game a little pay-to-winny, and everyone seems to hate that as soon as, you know, any form of pay-to-win.
That's the greatest buzzword in the gaming community right now is pay-to-win.
Pay-to-win.
Yeah.
Exactly. As soon as someone sees that, they get all upset. So that was nice. They reworked their loot system, which was extremely nice, because before, like, you know, like on a wizard, I'd be getting, like, you know, other heroes' gear. I'd be finding, like, witch doctor's gear that you can't even equip and stuff like that. So it's a lot easier to find loot that's geared towards you, because the stats will pretty much always be for your character.
Yeah, which really, when you first played, or when I first played this, I remember playing a monk, and I've never run into so many things that I could not use before. Like, I remember it taking me a couple of hours before I even had what resembled a full set of gear. Even at a low level, like just super simple stuff. I was just getting so much stuff that everybody else on my team could use, but never really stuff that I personally could make use of, and that was kind of frustrating. So, but yet when I came back into it and I was playing this earlier with another friend of ours, Panic, what I immediately noticed was the fact that pretty much almost everything that I picked up I was able to use in some way. And that's always nice, because in a game that's centered, you know, loot-centric, where everything is basically, you know, revolving around getting sweet new items for your characters, when you played the game for a few hours and you almost never had anything new to show for it or anything that you could really make use of personally, that was kind of frustrating. So I like that they did that. That was a nice change for sure. And then of course, yeah, with the auction house being taken out, that really perked my ears up, because, like you said, it was a bit pay-to-winny. You know, you didn't really have to work so hard to accomplish stuff. And of course, it fosters the whole community of just farming stuff specifically for sale on the auction house, and that's, you know, that's not really what the game should be about. But I do like, I will say, this, despite how absolutely horrific I am at this game, I do like, this new character, the Crusader. It lines up a lot with what I like to do in games, and that's, you know, a nice little mixture of tankiness, buffing your allies and stuff. They've got that going for them, as well as anything that allows me to ride a horse for even 3 seconds at a time is a good time in my books. I was quite pleased to see something like that. As well, they included a new mode for Reaper of Souls called Adventure Mode, which apparently, because, you know, I don't have a character of a high enough level to see it, not that it matters because it's easy to describe anyway, to those of you at home who are curious and don't know already. It essentially, trying so hard not to die right now, you've no idea.
Don't stand in that fire.
I'm not gonna stand in the balls of fire, no. Apparently, basically, so adventure mode unlocks, like, the whole map or whatever. All the waypoints are available right out of the gate. And, it's basically all the quests and stuff are removed. It's just basically bosses, and the bosses are laid out on the map, and then you have the opportunity to basically, it's a loot hoarder's dream, where basically you just go out and you farm bosses in areas of the game indefinitely at a whim until you have all the gear and loots forever and ever. Amen. Which is, you know, that to me is what I would love if, you know, someday when I get, you know, one of my characters up to a high enough level to do that and beat, you know, obviously I think you have to beat Reaper of Souls, and then it unlocks it. So, there's some work to be done before you get access to it, but definitely worth it when you've finally kind of done it all, seen it all, and you want to just go and kill stuff and find sweet loot. So I like that they included that for sure. What has been, since you've been playing Reaper of Souls, now for a few days, I know you and Panic and a couple of the others have been playing it quite religiously. What's been your favorite moment or your favorite new thing that you've come across? Because I know you haven't beat it yet, but has it been, you know, just going through the campaigns and stuff, has there been any, like, really cool moments that have stood out?
Yeah, it closed up a few story points, but I think my favorite part of Reaper of Souls is there's a new, I don't know what they're called, I guess craftsman.
Mm-hmm.
That she rerolls stats on items for you.
Ooh.
So like, let's say I find, you know, a ring that would be really good for my let's just say my monk, but you know I found it on my wizard, so it has intelligence instead of dexterity, so I can re-roll one of the stats and
right.
hopefully it'll come out to be what I want it to be.
What up?
Oh, welcome back. We're in the middle of recording, sir, but you can join in on conversation if you want. You might be a little quiet.
Indeed.
That's okay. We were just talking about all the new fun stuff and our favorite parts of Reaper of Souls so far. Is there anything that stood out about the expansion that has grabbed your attention as somebody who's played, you know, previous to the expansion and the big patch that came out?
A lot harder.
A lot harder? Yeah.
It is a lot harder.
I've heard that from those who are, you know, like you guys, playing it and having such a difficult time with a lot of the campaign in terms of maybe just the difficulty level with, is everything just have like a million more health, or is it a million more health plus a million more damage?
A million more health and a million damage.
Okay,
I've been one shot numerous times, which is very fun.
So it's all the things.
All the things.
Now, is it difficult in a way that you guys find is still like totally fair, or is it kind of like an annoyance in spots?
I wouldn't say it's totally fair, but
yeah,
it's not annoying. It's just challenging. It can be frustrating at times, but it's like part of the challenge. It's not like, oh, it's totally broken.
Oh, okay.
I think it has to do with monsters being able to level like 10 levels higher, because just the fact that, you know, they're higher level. Same thing kind of happened if you were under geared in the normal campaign. And I think the same thing is going to happen now, just because, you know, they're higher levels now and you're a lower level now.
Right. Ooh, consecration! I didn't know you were playing Hearthstone. One second, I'm gonna take a look at the skills real quick here, Kim, for Crusader. So like I said, guys, basically, but you know, kind of like, and I played a lot of Monk. I haven't really played much of anything else, but is it safe to say that most of the classes are pretty variable in what they're capable of? Like they don't have to just fit into one specific role. Like it looks like with Crusader, for example, that there's definitely a straight damage route, and there's a more of a tanky, buffy route as well. Does that apply to pretty much all the classes?
It can vary. Like I would say, like Kim and my wizards are pretty good examples. Like Kim's wizard is straight up damage. It probably does maybe a little over double the damage my wizard does, but my wizard can take a beating, as you saw earlier today. Like on Torment 2, I was still able to like fight and kite and, you know, just soak up ridiculous amounts of damage.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the Crusader here. The Crusader here has what seems to be quite a mix anyway of.
Crusader's interesting because like when
There's a lot of AOE involved here.
Yeah.
With them.
the skills look really useful for helping out a team, and like a lot of the skills look like they have pretty interesting tanky mechanics to them. But then also like you get some of the range ones. Like I think there was one, I forget the skill name, but one of them is like you throw a shield that kind of like ricochets around. Then you get your like you can throw hammers, and so you get like a good mix of like tanking and damage. But you're also not stuck like being melee in someone's face. You can kind of reach out a little bit with it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm digging it. It is definitely a. It is definitely a good mix. It's a nice. It's a. Like I said, it is definitely like a more variable class where you can kind of do a little bit of everything. But more importantly for me anyway, because I like doing that, is like you also said, is that there's ways of really helping out the team, you know, whether that's with healing or buffs and stuff like these. For instance, the laws, and you can only have one law attached to you at any given time, and then when you use it, they all have things for your team. Like for instance, the laws of valor, which is what I have right now, increases the attack speed of everybody on the team. Like that kind of stuff can become pretty useful. And so it's nice to have a class that kind of fits that role.
I
So-
really like
Indeed.
the Crusader compared to the monk. Like Crusader and monk skills are kind of similar for the aura stuff, but I really like the way the actives work on the Crusader. They're pretty nifty compared to
Yeah.
the monk, for example.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, well let's go into the Chancellor's Tomb,
Oh boy.
and then cross our fingers. So I have consecration now, and I'm gonna be interested to see what that looks like as a skill.
Oh boy.
It is not a damage spell. It is very much about healing. So when we stand on oh, this just straight up replaces my my attack. Oh, that's trippy.
You got an iron skin yet?
I feel like I put that on. Oh, I feel like I put that on the wrong.
No, I will not allow you to bring that monster Leoric back to this world.
Okay, so when I attack something outright. Oh, okay, I see. Alright. So that's a bit of a weird. Ooh, a slaughter vessel. That sounds damaging. So when I attack the enemy, it creates consecrated ground, and then you guys, you know, heal while standing within that. I have a lot of stuff in my inventory.
Well, luckily we just got our town portal.
Oh, the old two-handed mace. Now, one of the cool things about the Crusader is that one of their passive skills is Heavenly Strength, and you can wield two-handed weapons in just your main hand, so that you can keep your shield. If you wanted to go that kind of route with, you know, using shield abilities and stuff. Which I am using right now, which is pretty awesome. So a little town portal up.
There's actually something cool about the Crusader if you didn't know. The monk and the barbarian both get a 30% damage mitigation, and the Crusader does not. So, for anyone who is
Ooh.
interested in a more damage dealing kind of melee, you'd be the guy.
Interesting. Interesting. So you're saying the Crusader isn't actually as tanky as like the monks and
It
stuff.
depends.
Yeah.
The monk is probably the tankiest of the three, but the monk relies on dexterity and evasion. The
I would-
barbarian gets like raw damage mitigation. The Crusader gets tankiness from a lot of its abilities.
I'd actually say the barbarian I think is the tankiest. I think the
Barbarian
monk
can take a beating.
the monk does a lot of dodging, so and he tanks by not getting hit.
I'm just selling stuff like willy-nilly, and people are going to be super upset with me because they're probably going to notice that I just sold a bunch of crap that I I should probably have kept and used, but hey.
The other part of it is the Crusader fills a major gap that a lot of people don't realize, is that otherwise rubies don't really get much use other than in weapons.
Yeah.
Because now Crusaders are actually strength-based, so that actually gives you a decent use for rubies.
That is true.
Oh, man,
There's 2 intelligence-based champion or heroes, 2 dexterity-based heroes, and now there's finally another strength-based one.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. So yeah, maybe that was another one of their ideas, is to just kind of bring some more balance to the roster.
Yes.
Kind of even it up a little bit. Excellent. Okay. Well, I think let's go out for Taker for one more little rip. We can head on to the next area and do a little something, and then we'll wrap that up. Hopefully, I'll be able to survive long enough to show the people at home the fun stuff that the Crusader can bring. But I think ultimately the best part of this Crusader is the horse.
Oh yes.
It's gotta be the horse.
I've been using the hammers, man. All about the hammers.
The OP hammers.
Dem hammers. Now, when you've played them, have you gone the two-handed, or have you used the passive to change it to only one hand?
I definitely have been using the passive because I really like having the shield, but I have a pretty beastly two-hander at the moment.
Oh boy.
So I've been keeping that.
You do lose a little bit of mobility or something when you have that, don't you? Isn't like 15% or something of that nature?
A little bit.
I can look that up.
There's a bunch of things from the Crusader that you gain bonuses from based on the drop chance of your shield. So like,
yeah, your maximum movement speed is reduced by 30% or 15%. Sorry.
Yeah, so you get some crazy stuff from just like having a shield on you, and just the mitigation you get from the shield is kind of pretty important.
Yeah, exactly. The shield brings a lot to the skill set of the Crusader.
I don't think you can use the bash or the blind unless you have the shield on.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it really opens up. You can't use the blind at the very least. So, yeah, it definitely. You want to be careful with. I love how the only thing that I'm having a little bit of issues with this consecration, and maybe I can probably bind it to a key that's not the left click. Is that
you should be able to.
Is that I can't actually really attack anymore?
Oh, if you go to
yeah, it's in your options.
And then gameplay, there's
The ability to change that.
elective mode.
Yeah, elective
Turn that
mode.
on, then you can set whatever to whatever.
Oh yeah, I think I had that actually, because I have it set to QWER, but I haven't set, like, it's a defensive skill, so I think it might just default to
Yeah,
that.
you set, yeah, like I use 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And then left, right click.
A lot of them default to their current positions, but I said screw that, and I just put them everywhere.
Like level 40 on my wizard the first time in Diablo 1 before I realized it was elective mode, and I was like, this changes everything.
Yeah, it's one thing that
We're gonna
a lot
stick
of
with
people, I think,
punish.
should know.
Yeah, that is, yeah, so I'll just to clarify, guys, so for those of you who were playing the game and not a big fan of the 1, 2, 3, 4 and the default positions and stuff, for you know, their attacks and whatnot, you do have the ability and the options to go in and change that and put it on, what is it called, like elective mode or something along those lines, and you can change it. So for instance, you've probably noticed by now that I'm using QWER because League of Legends, but I also just find it way more comfortable because I don't have my hand reached across the entire keyboard to accomplish the same thing. So it is quite handy. No question about it.
Yeah, like for instance, I could have 6 auto attacks, or I guess what their signature spells for the wizard. But oh, treasure goblin. Hopefully, I kill it fast before he runs into the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, we were on. For those of you who can't hear Panic, and I can't alt-tab right now, I didn't expect him to come in during the recording, but he was talking about when we were playing earlier, which I already mentioned, and we were on Torment 2, and Panic doesn't have a straight damage dealer, so we kind of ran into some issues trying to kill those treasure goblins because he couldn't damage it fast enough before it escaped into the void.
Had him locked down for a while. He just couldn't finish the job.
Yeah, we just kind of tickled him and stole some money.
They have a lot of health.
They do
The
have
worst
a enormous amount of health.
The worst was I found 2 at the same time, and I didn't know what to do. They were standing right next to each other, so if I aggroed one, I'd aggro the other. It was a very unfortunate situation. I had to make a choice.
Oh boy. That was a really flashy entrance for absolutely no substance. Here we go again. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like, again, a lot of this game's difficulty comes from really upping, well, the difficulty.
Yeah, and you know, with risk comes rewards. You get increased magic find, increased gold, increased
Yep.
experience,
Exactly.
everything.
I would say, you know, just to say it now before I forget, is that for somebody who originally played this game in beta and when a game first released and was kind of disappointed, and I was on the whole train of you know, to be honest, Diablo is not really worth the time. I think that, you know, even maybe especially with the expansion because of adventure mode and everything else, they made a lot of good late game changes. So for those people who have it, it gives them a reason to continue playing, beyond just keep playing with increased difficulty levels. I like the removal of the auction house. I like the general changes that were made. It makes it a more enjoyable game, and it's something that I personally would be able to play now and have a good time. And so if you are one of those people, and I'm not just saying that because I'm getting paid to do this video, because I am. It is what it is, but I already had it, I already had this installed before we got called up to do this. It really is something that you might be, you know, at home interested in checking out a second time. You know, even if it's not necessarily for Reaper of Souls, and you're more interested in just seeing what the game is like with the new patch. If you haven't checked it out already, I do suggest giving her a go. And just checking her out. I think it's worth. I know you guys also kind of stopped playing Diablo, at least for a little bit, and then when...
Yeah.
I played it to level, I played through, beat the game once, was really angry, and then just quit the game.
Yeah.
Panic, you are saying so much intelligent stuff right now, and not a word is being leaked out to the world. Not a word. I turned came up before we started diving into the recording. You are not turned up, and so you are very much a quiet person right now, and with all this death and destruction, it falls on deaf ears, but that's okay. I know it was a very intelligent, well thought out, put together sentence that you just read out. But yeah.
I'll hit you with it later.
There you go. Exactly. You can hit me with all the good info later. Oh boy.
But I'd have to agree though. I bought the game a little late, and then I played through it. I beat the game, and you know I enjoyed the story, but I was a little upset, you know, about the whole thing. And you know I've been playing this ever since the patch came out. You know, not daily, but
You've been playing it relatively frequently.
often. Yeah.
You've been playing it enough that you've been doing a lot of the harder, you know, higher level stuff.
Ooh, legendary.
And you know, I think, you know, there's still a totally like a bunch of people who are too rattled, you know, their jimmies were way too rustled about this release that they're probably never going to be convinced to come back. But I think there's a fair amount of people that that this expansion will bring out the curiosity again.
Yeah. And you know, I'd recommend it to, you know, everyone. Give it a second chance. I did, and I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, and oh, they also increased the ability to find legendaries. Like I just found one as a level 19 wizard.
Why not?
Tables were completely reworked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything was. Yeah, if you didn't hear that, Panic just said the loot tables were completely reworked, which they were. And we talked a little bit about this earlier, how there's more, you know, character-specific loot now that you're picking up, and not just, oh, look at this shield that I can't use as a witch doctor. I'm guessing. I have no idea. Can witch doctors use shields?
I think so.
That would,
They have mojos.
that would just
though.
make me like a totally like moot point there, but you get the idea.
Same thing. Look at this
I'll-
amazing mighty belt that I can't use.
Were there any, here's a question, were there any, new, oh shit, 2 yellows in that, your word. Were there any new skills or anything that came along with this expansion for the existing people?
They reworked them, I think. If I remember correctly, I think they just moved around levels and stuff like that when you unlock certain things. They did add a new skill though for everyone. If you buy the expansion, everyone gets a new skill.
Oh, hey. Beautiful. So there's at least
new
that.
passives. New passives as well.
Oh, good. So they gave, you know, they're not just giving out, you know, the Crusader, they're giving out a little bit of something for those people who already have time invested in other characters.
Indeed. I'm gonna go back to town real quick because this legendary has an empty socket and
You
That's just
want
not
it
right.
to, you want it to no longer have an empty socket?
yes, indeed. And I may or may not have some extremely OP gems because I've played this game more
Oh
than I'd
boy.
like to admit. Yeah, I went from 280 damage to 1,500. No
Wow.
big deal.
Okay.
No
Aren't
big
you
deal.
fancy? I'm just putting on everything that gives me experience and has better armor than I'm currently rocking.
Sounds like a winner.
I'll keep that for the strength. A rare flail. Yes, please. What do we got here? Monsters grant +9 experience, 30 life after each kill, increases attack speed by 2%. Man. Okay. And that means that I can quickly switch off my thing to Vigilant again. Actually, what's this? Our new one, Righteousness. Your primary skills generate an additional 3 wrath and increase maximum wrath by 30. Nah. I like Vigilant. I like being vigilant. Alright.
Alright, I think... You want to try to end this video on the Skeleton King?
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
Go out with a bang.
Indeed.
I can't help but notice the obscene amount of damage you do.
Yes.
He's got Paragon levels.
I do. Oh, speaking of which, I might want to spend those. Oh, that's actually something to touch on. Now your Paragon level is linked to every character instead of like everyone has.
Ah,
Paragon
it's
level.
so it's account wide.
It's account wide, which
So
was a big problem.
So for those people who don't know what Paragon leveling is, you want to explain what that is?
It's essentially getting levels after your maximum level cap. If you press P, you should be able to look at all the stuff that you can get. You get Paragon points to spend in bonus stats.
I see. Okay, there you go. So, okay, so you can spend in offense, defense, utility, your core. Okay, and that's, I'm assuming that's where a lot of like higher end builds and stuff come into play, where people start pumping things specifically into certain Paragon traits.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just change it up whenever you want, which I think makes it a little bit more Diablo-esque, because people were complaining about, you know, not having individual characters and whatnot, and at least now you have something that you can customize with. I know
Okay.
people either, you know, some people like to go move speed, some other people like to, you know, do this and that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
And you guys don't
it's
think
nice
that it
to-
hurts it at all that there's no incentive to choose wisely or even have to pay to have that, you know, reset?
When I was playing with you earlier, I was effectively looking at my Paragon for like probably every 5 to 10 minutes until I
Yeah, you were stopping. Yeah, I remember that. You were stopping to change up the Paragon points to match the area.
Yeah. I think, honestly, it's not like you're going to be so ridiculously, like, strong just because your Paragon levels. It's nice just to have little extra boosts. Like, right now I have, like, what? 105 extra intelligence, which, you know, late game, that's not even like half of an item. So it's not like, oh my gosh, OP. It's fair.
It's like just a little something extra.
Yeah. You know, I mean, if you want to get like, you know, a little, you can like what, spec into move speed, you can get a little extra health, stuff like that. You can get some maximum arcane power.
Health regen.
Yeah, health regen, crit hit chance, you know, crit hit
Fire.
damage, all that stuff. So it's like little boosts, you know. It's not like, oh my gosh, once you hit, you know, level 60, Paragon level, you know, 50, you're all of a sudden going to be a god.
Suddenly just become god tier.
Yeah, it's a nice little something, I think. It's a nice little touch. Add a little bit of customization, so can't really complain.
Yeah,
No,
just,
I like
put
it.
in perspective, like a vitality boost on Paragon will give you +5 vitality, which is not a lot. But, you know, if you stack that up 10, 15 times.
Oh yeah,
Nice
well,
cards.
of course. Absolutely. You stack anything up 10, 15 times. Suddenly it becomes a thing. Is there like limits? Like you were saying there's like pretty much limits to that? Like how many levels of Paragon you can add into each individual?
Well, you get every time you level up Paragon, it'll go to one category and it'll cycle.
Yes.
So,
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
your Paragon points are per category.
Are you currently diddling your Paragon points?
I got some new level. I leveled up, and I was just
Oh,
got my
okay.
skills and whatnot. I now do even more obscene amounts of damage.
I just
Magic
took
weapon.
all of that in the face because I was standing next to it. Why not? So
Oh, they added
brave.
new lore books as well.
Oh, okay. So for those people who
About
like
the
to
Crusaders.
ready.
Indeed. I'll let you guys have some fun.
Oh boy, yeah, because I do all the damage. I don't really have any of my AoE spells turned on. I'm just here for tank.
You know, everyone needs a nice little damage tank every now and then.
Not at this difficulty. But you know,
No.
actually that's a question. Are tanks really a thing in any grouping, or is this game in the late game really about kiting and huge damage?
In a group, yes. Like, our other friend Squishy would jump in, face tank everything, while I would just sit back and, you know, just do this and kill everything.
Okay.
When I was playing with you earlier, I was kind of wishing I had damage dealer with me because I was base tank.
Yeah, because you main tank. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's definitely helpful, but I would say every character has the ability to kite around.
Okay.
You know, like the wizard, for instance, has this diamond skin, which absorbs the amount of damage. Later, I've noticed I don't think it really does a ton. It's nice just to have, and you know, they have like a lot of CC and freezing. The demon hunter has like a lot of things that can jump around and, you know, slows and whatnot.
Mhm.
And then, you know, the other the monk has, you know, he can jump around. He also has a bunch of like clumping, and but I think every character has the ability to either tank or, you know, kind of kite.
I'm just giving people an idea of how little damage my poor little body does right now.
And I'll just come back and one-shot it. Don't worry about it.
Why not? It's okay.
Ding.
You know why it's okay? Because I have a horse.
Oh snap!
That's why.
I'm jealous.
Horses. Horses everywhere.
Okay.
Shield glare
Let's kill.
rune. Oh, I want to check that out real quick.
Sure.
Enemies caught in the glare will sometimes be charmed and fight for you. Yes, please.
They probably do more damage than you. Who's next?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the trick, right? Ooh, I have a new law as well, maybe.
Why do damage when you
no,
can have your
don't
friends
know.
do it for you?
Yes, maybe, yes. Laws, yes. Laws of justice. Empower the law, greatly reducing the amount of damage you and your allies take from the elements for a short time. Passive, reducing the damage you and your allies take from the element. Okay, well, sure. Why not? Also, our shield bash. We got, oh, a blessed hammer. Let's bring out the blessed hammer and see what happens.
Oh boy.
Let's see what that is. And when you block, harness senses activate, you gain additional attack speed. Yeah, let's do that. Also, we're gonna. I will say one thing that I wish, and Blizzard, if you've watched this entire video, 1, I love you. 2, do me a favor and make it so that when you get new skills or whatever else, if you just go to it and hover over it, it will get rid of the fact that it's new, because I've seen it. I don't have to click on it, and then, because what I have to do every single time is I have to go back and choose, you know, my skills all over again, just to get rid of the fact that the thing is flashing new all the time. It's a small annoyance, but it can be fixed easily, and would make my life so much better. Screw you, Earns!
Those steep people who like to make sure nothing says new anymore.
That drives me crazy. I have to do that, or it just drives me wild. All right.
A little bit of lore.
Yeah.
Keep your distance from it. This burden is mine to bear. May death bring peace from your madness, Leon.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
Even in death, the armies of Condorus will still
Only it was that easy. In the
For
boss
you, it
phase.
is.
Well, you know. Maybe play this game a little.
Maybe a little bit, but that's okay.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, I think it's a well-known fact that even up to some of the, you know, higher end difficulties, it's pretty easy once you get some items and stuff under your belt.
Yeah.
But it can get difficult. No two ways around it.
Just because you do the damage to survive Torment 6 doesn't mean you won't die in a single hit. I learned that lesson.
Yup. Alright, what does this hammer do?
Lots of OP things.
So wait.
That's straight out of Diablo.
It is
So that's
indeed.
just hammers everywhere.
Oh, yes.
I'm like a hammer bro now.
Get him with the hammer.
It's hammer time.
Oh boy.
That joke. I wonder if I can hit them over from over here. Hammers! So many hammers! Oh, I can hit them. Sick. Alright. You just blow through all of your wrath and just create like a line of hammers.
Millions of hammers.
A bag of hammers.
Oh, you could say that. Everyone loves a bag of hammers.
I just like breaking everything. I don't know why.
Checkpoint! Oh,
I think it's
yeah.
all-
I have to also like to, you know, break things. So
Look how pretty it is when
satisfying.
everything breaks though.
Well, everything's pretty when you're a mage and you're just throwing around fabulous bolts. Oh, he's charmed. He's fighting for us.
Oh.
Attaboy. Nobody
Okay,
can
well,
resist this voice.
Oh snap.
Oh.
well, let's, Get on with the old boss.
Let's do it! Go team! I'll be the most amazing moral support.
I don't know, you should be able to fight this guy decently.
You will never defeat me.
Oh, Adam, I have a little
Yeah.
present for you.
Oh boy.
You,
Christmas came early.
See if you can pick that up.
Nope.
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 Someone
Slam.
else.
My bags are full.
Wait,
That's
wait.
unfortunate.
I wonder if you can. No, oh, no, can't. No.
Nah, it's account bound,
Sour.
unfortunately.
Sour. That's alright. There's a hope that we can get something decent out of this guy. Hammer time! Alright, I can't lie, those hammers are kind of cheese, but that's okay.
Oh, you got a different hammer for the that's just better because it goes directly where you point it.
No, I don't mean that, I mean they just look kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
I love it though.
That's true. It's fine, Adam. Just know that you were always helping with your law of justice.
That's right. That's
May
my
not do
thing.
Damage.
I'm J4, I'm helping.
You help.
Take it! Wow, this guy is going to die in like 2 seconds. I'm just gonna throw out the hammer bros. Look at that.
I think I do a lot of damage, friends.
The most anticlimactic ending ever!
Woo!
Beautiful. Oh, another yellow. Man, all these yellows.
Too much
Jellos. Alright, let's see what we got. Something I can't use. I don't know, maybe, what is this anyway? For wizard, one hand. Maybe you can make use of that. Rare gloves. Yes, please. A rare two-handed sword. 9-12 damage, 13% area damage on hit, reduces cooldown of all skills by 6% and 11 experience. Okay. Oh, I gotta have my heavenly strength. I get my strength on. Wait, I should be able to. You can wield a two-handed, yeah. Okay. So I've got heavenly strength on. I have a two-handed weapon. There we go. Okay, that was a little funky there for a second. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a good a place as any to wrap this, this little baby up. Hopefully we've got you quasi-interested. the cheese hammers, go!
Hammers are too much.
Too many hammers.
Can't handle.
Can't handle these hammers. But yeah, hopefully this might have gotten you interested again in Diablo, like I said, and I think everybody has heard me kind of chirp Diablo over the last, like, I don't know, full year. But I think that the changes that they made are definitely enough to warrant a second look, especially if you already own it, and if you don't already own it, there's never been a better time to actually play this game. Because prior to this, it was a bit of a mess, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. I like the Crusader, especially because it plays to my playstyle, specifically when I'm getting carried by other people, but more importantly because it is a kind of support slash tank champion that has the ability to do, or champion, or, you know, character that has the ability to do some damage as well. I like it. I think it's fantastic. I specifically like the horse, which is just awesome. Anytime you get to ride a horse, especially a ghostly horse, is a good time in my books. That's going to be it. Let us know what you guys think, and if you've played it since it's come out, you've bought into Reaper of Souls, then let us know in the comment section below what your experience has been like thus far, or perhaps even if you don't own the expansion but you've played post-patch, let us know what you thought of the game after they fixed up some stuff there. And until next time, this has been Novawar. Mr. Kim, thank you very much, and Panic, the Silent Wonder, thank you guys for stopping by and helping me out with this while Jeff and I are separated by 400 feet of snow.
Problem, sir.
Alright guys, we'll see you soon. Peace out.